What's up, guys and gals? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys, of course, Ayakashi Triangle, Chapter 25. Chapter 25. 25 chapters, quarter way to 100. Not really much of a milestone, of course. You know, we already know my feelings about milestone these past couple weeks. But honestly, I'm really glad that so far it seems like it's doing really well because I've really been enjoying the series. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's got enough emotion to keep you invested. And plus, once again, the art style. It might not be the greatest art in the world. It might not be, you know, some amazing shading and choreograph, fights and all that stuff. But character model wise, it's so clean. It's so enjoyable. Unfortunately, it's one of the banes of me reading manga is I'm very picky about my characters. If I don't like the way they're drawn, if I don't think they look cool in the art style they're drawn in, it's very difficult for me to get into it because the media of choice is, of course, the art, right? You chose manga. You didn't write a novel. So for me, it's sometimes the character models is what really right away pulls me into a story, and it takes me a lot longer for an art style that I'm not 100% on board with. But that being said, I say that because in this chapter, we get a new character model who, once again, this art style, badass looking. Just a badass looking character. We get Soga's father. So, at the end of the day, this chapter basically goes on to say that they're meant to be doing a bit of a training session. They're just having fun. This is just a bit of fun. We get introduced to Soga's father, so we know Matsuri's grandfather. Now we're seeing Soga's father, so the heads of two major clans, the Kazumaki clan and the Ninokuru clan. That's really interesting because I feel like we're slowly building up this cast. Once again, we're just continuously adding like another character here. Just remember that these characters are around, they're here. So, I don't know, I think, I thought the Jinyo stuff would go on a lot longer. And it ended quite short, so I'm curious as to when we're really going to start a major arc, because it feels like we're still just jump in villain of the week, chapter of the week sort of deal, but let's just get into it. They end up, basically, Matsuri wants to go and train with Ninokuru at their dojo, you know. Now, Suzu, of course, is concerned as a rival, and that's sort of the joke here at the end of the chapter as well, that because Matsuri is a girl right now and, saw the very unfortunate situation last chapter involving Soga and Matsuri, that she doesn't want to leave them two alone. So they end up going there. Pononosuke shows up. Ponosuke Soke shows up. Basically said, because of what I said, the master is in trouble. And we see Muga Ninokuru, who looks like a badass, basically disciplining his son. Basically being like, do you understand why this is happening to you? He told me you fell in love and got your heart broken. And now you're being tempted by the Kazumaki boy who has turned into a girl. So it's just like sort of... The dad doesn't seem to be too happy about this. It's like, look at you. Look at yourself. Not only did you fall in love and then instantly get your heart broken, now you're having very lewd thoughts, very impure thoughts about a guy. He's a girl right now, but he's a guy, right? Which is funny because it sort of changes his tune pretty quickly in this chapter. But he said, pull yourself together. It's too early for you to be caught up on love, sort of idea. So the dad doesn't really seem to care too much about that. It's more about you're not strong enough yet to have that be your focus. Your focus right now is getting stronger. Your focus right now is your ninjutsu. It's your training. That's what's important, right? So he continues to try to get this sake cup, and he points it out and says, all you have to do, and this is Muga, his father, says, all you have to do is make me spill a drop of the sake, and this spar will be over. But he continues, even with Ninokuru being like the lightning guy, super fast. Of course, who do you think taught him? The current head of the clan, which of course is his father, and he's just easily toying with him, like Kakashi Naruto style, right? Just, don't really need to pay attention. Nope, dodge, Master Roshi did it with Goku. All that fun jazz, right? Using that ultra instinct, right? So either way, apparently it's been 4 hours of this going on, and he's just been drinking sake the whole time, being like, all you gotta do is make me spill this, and zope, and then, no big deal. So Matsuri shows up, And apparently Matsuri right now looks a lot like his mother. So the Ninokoro clan is definitely, or at least Muga is definitely familiar with the Kazumaki clan and, who is involved with them, right? So apparently right now looking a lot like his mother. Then he looks across and he sees Shirogane and Suzu and stuff like that. It says the former king of the Ayakashi, and so he recognizes everything. And he seems to be thinking to himself, but he's like, regarding that, the higher-ups have a grasp on the situation, so it's not my concern. So he isn't there to make any decisions, and be like, Shirogane's in a weakened state. Grab him. All right, we're keeping you prisoner or anything like that. He's got no intention. He's like, if this is the way it's going to play out, let it, that's what the council decided. Let the council do their thing. So, surprisingly, it seems that, not that we don't know for certain, but it seems that neither the Kazumaki clan nor the Ninokoro clan have a seat on this, on the higher-ups decision making, even though they're the two current heads of the respective very big clans in this area. Apparently they don't have a voice, which is quite strange. It'll be curious when we slowly get introduced more into this world and how far the reach is, then maybe we'll understand better. That's when basically he starts mocking Matsuri, saying, you're dragging my son down the path of impurity, and he's joking at him. He's got the teeth like Soga and stuff, and I really like his character design. I really like the hairstyle, the sort of goatee thing. He's sort of reminding me of like the Taos from Shaman King sort of idea, like the same aesthetic sort of thing going on. And I just really like his design, and it's like he's got sort of a playful nature. He's not actually evil or angry. He's just like, you guys are fledgling, you rookies, and he said, looking at that figure, I can see why you'd be distracted. Please, are you enjoying the fact that you turned into a girl, are you? Huh? Sort of. And you know what? Good question. I don't know anybody else other than Matsuri that wouldn't go, tweet, 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 tweet. Sort of like the classic thing, like Inuyasha, Kakome with the ears. What was it always with the dog ears? And then the mother, the same thing. Here, Higurashi, it was always like, tweet, 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 always playing with the damn ears. So it's like, in the reverse, you'd just be like, you'd want to know, right? So Matsuri has been pretty good about this, though. He still blushes and stuff and says, don't get the wrong idea. There's nothing impure about me and Ninokoro. And it's funny because Ninokoro's in the background like, sting, that hurt. It shouldn't, but it's like a knife. But why does it feel like a knife? And then either way, Matsuri tries, but of course, he's sort of out of his league here. Ninokoro style exorcist ninja art, dance of falling leaves. So Shirogane explains it's a jutsu that utilizes a lot of footwork, and Matsuri can't touch him. It can't even make him spill even a drop. He says even the sake cup, it hasn't moved at all, and it's very frustrating. So he explains how the jutsu works, and then says, both of you come at me, you rookies, sort of idea, you fledglings. It's the essence. Basically, this technique is one of the essences of the lightning fast Ninokoro clan. It's a superhuman skill to be able to utilize it at will, this level of footwork. And so they try to, double team him and stuff like this. It just doesn't work. The old man is overwhelmingly strong. Of course, we get another compromising situation with the shirt. Suzu's like, oh, you're top. And, it's just a fun, lighthearted chapter where they're being toyed with, and of course the innuendos and the sexual tension is there and stuff. What we've come to expect from this series, and I had a lot of fun with this chapter. It was honestly a fun chapter. We get a new character with a great character design, and it was just fun. It was just a fun little sparring match. The dad's hilarious, and they do attempt this strategy, which still, maybe he was sort of caught off guard because he wasn't really paying attention enough. He was, but he thought that they were going to come up with the fact that Ninokoro was going to be, or Soga was going to be the one to go all around the place and distract him while Kazumaki attacks him from behind. But then that's not what he did. According to Matsuri, the battle with Hinojiki allowed him to master the windless formation, which is the technique we saw before. And now he's able to manipulate the wind even better and more precisely than ever before. So what he did was he created a wind flow in front of Ninokuru to decrease the wind resistance to almost nothing and released airflow behind him like a jet. So Ninokuru is already moving at top speed, but then he's being boosted like, push the little red button, click, sort of idea. And it's just like, apparently it's super, super fast, and even the dad recognizes it. Because Ninokuru says he doesn't even feel Kazumaki, because Kazumaki is grabbing, of course, onto Ninokuru, and they're going super fast. And he's like, I don't even feel the weight. I actually feel even faster with her holding on to me. And they do manage to knock the sake cup from the surprise attack out of Muga's hands. Now, this is where Suzu is like, why does this feel like a special cake cutting ceremony? Hence, I'm assuming like the whole wedding cake sort of idea, unless I'm missing some sort of Japanese reference to a special cake cutting ceremony. Either way, see, they worked together and they did it and blah, blah, blah. So he recognizes they used Kazumaki's wind to super accelerate Soga's speed to such a level. And he acknowledges, you got me. And said, I guess I was wrong. You two are a great match. All right, I approve. You guys can get married. It's fine. It's fine. And it's hilarious because they're like, I'm a guy. He's like, it's fine as long as the jutsu stays intact. Like, he has no intention of caring if that jutsu stays for life. Like, he has no care. He's just like, no, you know what? You're fine. You two can get married as long as he stays a girl. It's totally fine, right? And he goes, no, it's not totally fine. And Suzu gets really ticked and sends an origami crane right at all their feet, and they're all like, whoa, and knocks Ninokuru and Matsuri, out of the way, and Muga's like, oh, really? And Suzu's just like, Shirogane's like, help me, and Suzu's just looking like death glare, like, Matsuri is a boy, don't be so ridiculous, and Muga's like, all right, ooh, interesting Ayakashi jutsu, but I've decided. Those two are getting married. No, yes. And what's kind of hilarious is that the other two characters, of course, are standing back as Soga and Matsuri, and they're saying, she's actually arguing with my old man as an equal. It's like, maybe she is cut out to be the king after all. I mean, Jesus, she's pretty intimidating when she's mad. So, of course, because she's starting to see Soga as a rival because of Matsuri's current predicament. And of course, Soga not being, it's just, he's a teenage boy, when he, like, what was the age-old adage, and that's not that whole, like, guys got to be able to control themselves. It's, I'm not using that as an excuse. It's just that, like, puberty's a thing. It happens to both genders. And when you're going through this range of emotions, having someone come in close proximity, like falling, onto your chest, is going to make anybody blush. I mean, it's called being a teenager. So it's quite hilarious that poor Soga is now caught up in all these very, very unfortunate, very R-rated situations that he has no control over, that he does not intentionally go after, and he just happens to be, I mean, that's what Ichi manga is, right? So, either way, I thought it was a fun chapter. It was pretty good. No break, of course, for chapter 26, and nothing really to add to the overall story or where this storyline is going to go yet. No sense of an arc plot yet, which is, as I said, that's the one thing for me that's holding this back, is that we haven't really started a real arc. We've been introduced to a multitude of characters. We've had a lot of small, Saturday morning cartoon adventures. But where's the arc? Where's the goal? Where's the sense of moving forward with a proper storyline? That is starting to hold it back now that we're this far. Now that we're 25 chapters in, it's sort of time. The pacing is being stretched a little thin now, at least my opinion. So, I'm not going to give the chapter a bad rating or anything like that. Not that I rate chapters, as you guys know, but definitely can feel that, all right, we're sort of at the limit where the pacing is going to start affecting the enjoyment of the chapters. Because this isn't meant to be a gag, Sunday morning funnies comics. If it was a comedy manga with none of the battle action, none of the, the romance, none of that stuff, if it was just an Ichi comedy, totally fine. But it has other genres to it and I feel like we really do need to start a proper arc. So, but what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe as always. Of course, this has been Griever. Drink responsibly as always, and we will see you guys back here next week, for Ayakashi Chapter 26. Looking forward to it, guys. See you back here next time. Peace out.